Did you like what you saw of Hustle or The Hustle with Adam Sandler yet?
Oh, dude, it was actually pretty good. I mean, I'll have to go back and watch, man.
We need to get you to finish that because I think that you said Uncut Gems is Adam Sandler's best.
Yeah.
I have to see that one. You finish this one, and then we'll compare next week. How about that?
So, Jake Paul. He's getting another fight, or was supposed to be getting another fight, against the younger half-brother of Tyson Fury.
Who is Tommy Fury? Is he good? What's his deal?
Well, I mean, he's had some wins. I mean, but he's fought like guys who were like 0-26. I mean,
that's like putting LeBron against G League.
Yeah, I mean, now he's supposed to fight Jake Paul. He's going to back out of this fight here.
Okay, because before we get to that, you remember that promotional video with Jake Paul and what was his name, Eddie Heron, whatever. Yeah. But did you see when they started recording and promoting it, basically?
Yeah.
To me, I thought it was hilarious when you see just like the guy taking it this Eddie guy taking it so seriously and trying to do his thing, and then Jake Paul is literally just. I smiled and laughed the first time I saw it because it's to this guy. He's looking at Jake thinking he doesn't know what he's getting himself into, but Jake's like, dude, I've probably been doing this more consistently than you have, and I'm more confident because it's myself out there fighting. What do you think about the promotion and the genius behind that?
Jake just looked in his element. I mean, but the thing is, he and his brother Logan have been self-promoting for years.
Yeah, they're really good at that.
Yeah, I mean, and they've self-promoted so much they can just talk themselves in any fight that they want. I mean, how do you think Logan got that Mayweather fight?
Apparently Mayweather owes him money still.
I guess. I mean, Mayweather's got so much of it. I mean, it's not going to hurt him to give it back. Yeah,
but maybe it's just a build up to the next fight.
Possibly. I mean, because I think McGregor got what $50 million for that fight with Mayweather. It was a lot.
So
more so than probably 5 UFC fights he made in one night.
But like you said earlier, UFC is different than boxing. So like Jake Paul is issuing fiery ultimatum to Tommy Fury to finalize August fight. Fury responds. So Jake says, Tommy Fury, you pulled out last year. We're giving you everything you've asked. 2 million VADA testing, tampons. You have 24 hours to clear this up, or I will never give you this opportunity again. So the VADA testing, you said that was for what, tuberculosis or something?
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, when you said ADA, now I'm going to look up VA.
That's probably just to see if no one's juicing, but I'm pretty sure he's not.
Most likely.
But in your idea, because you're a fan of boxing, like you grew up on it, like in the heyday, watching it.
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about somebody like Jake Paul bringing life back to the sport? Because, like...
I have mixed feelings on it. I mean, look, boxing does need a shot in the arm. Needs about 3 to 5 shots in the arm. I would prefer to see somebody who's more of a traditional boxer than just someone who's, a Vine YouTube star.
But what's a traditional boxer?
Traditional boxer is somebody, that's, worked their way up through the amateur ranks, did it the right way, not just come in and say, oh, hey, I'm going to box, which is basically what these brothers have done.
Well, I mean,
and it's kind of a circus,
But wasn't it a circus with Don King back in the day?
Oh, hell yeah.
So what's the difference?
Well, the thing is, Don King had legit fighters, but it was still a circus because he made it a circus, not the fighters themselves. The promoters, Don King is a shrewd promoter. He's fucked a lot of people out of money, Tyson, But
Tyson has pretty much forgiven Don King on that.
Yeah, Don King was a little bitch boy for the mafia, dude. I mean, but anyway.
Yeah, that's a great topic for another time.
Yeah, exactly. But you want to see somebody that's, I guess like I'm saying, like a Tyson or something like that, like in Tyson-esque, or like a Tyson Fury, give it the shot in the arm. I mean, and I'm not saying anything against, Logan Paul or Jake Paul. I mean, the thing is they've shown, some good skill. However, okay, Jake fought Tyron Woodley, who's not really, a boxer per se. He fought Ben Askren, who's more of a wrestler.
Didn't you say Tommy Fury got knocked out by Mayweather?
No, it was Jake. It was Logan Paul. When Logan Paul fought him, Mayweather knocked him out. It's on video.
No, he didn't get knocked out.
Oh, yes, he did.
I don't think so.
He did.
I thought it was a draw to they gave him the win.
It was a draw.
You mean he got him to the ground?
No. He knocked. There's a video that I looked at with some friends in my gym, and we saw Mayweather knocked him out. He was going down, and Mayweather picks him up. He keeps him from going down. It's on YouTube.
We'll double check that.
Yeah. No. Yeah, you should. But he actually knocked him out and held him up so he could recover. Because the thing is, look, a fight like that, you're against Mayweather, who's probably the best defensive fighter ever.
Yeah, he hasn't got he got
never
hit once
gets
or
hit.
twice.
Yeah, he never.
But Logan
really
got
gets,
some shots.
Yeah, Logan did get some shots, but how much of that was the promoters, him coming together and saying, okay, I'm going to make it look competitive. At least a little competitive in spurts.
Well, that's
because the thing is,
you're a showman at the same time. Like,
yeah,
Trace McGrady said, NBA Hall of Fame, by the way. When I went out there, I tried to show you something new every time.
Yeah,
you're a showman.
Yeah, and that's what Mayweather is. He's a great promoter, and he's not gonna just go out there and just wallop Jake Paul 30 seconds into the first round. That's not interesting.
It's also not his game.
No,
I don't think he could knock Logan Paul out, even though you said he did. But
the
knock on Mayweather is he has soft hands, right?
Yeah, he has brittle hands. Yeah.
But back to Jake. So Tommy Fury apparently has stepped out.
Yeah, he said he had a bacterial chest infection and a broken rib.
So Jake says you have 24 hours to clear this.
I don't know how
because Tommy Fury already pulled out last year.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think Jake is probably saying, hey, look, motherfucker, you get yourself together. Let's fight, or else I'm moving on. And
well, so these are the people Jake's fought that I can't pronounce all of these, but Nate Robinson, Ali something, Deji, Tyron Woodley twice, and the second fight was a 6-round knockout. I mean, just because he's a YouTuber and you said it's not the traditional way, what's the traditional way? The guy who's on a farm breaking wood logs and his coach, you still got it, man.
Or a guy, who's, who starts from ground up. That's the traditional.
But
he starts out, training.
Could you agree? Okay, could you agree that boxing is pretty? It's not where it was.
No, fuck no.
So
you don't have the fighters.
Why is there such so much resistance towards someone like Jake, who is bringing life back, bringing people to this sport that's healthy for you to practice? It gets a lot of your testosterone out. Yeah. He's not doing crazy shit. I mean,
no, he's not. He's not. I mean, he's not.
He's working out every day. He's in shape.
But I think that people look at him as a joke, YouTuber, and he's like I said, he's shown flashes of great skill. Will he be that world beater? Fuck no. I don't think so.
See, I think people think they use that term as their joke, both of the Paul brothers, but they're not. They can't be a joke if you're that successful.
Well, they're not jokes. I mean, because they in this age of YouTube and Instagram, Facebook, all these social media apps, they've prospered.
Yeah, and if I watch,
I watch how to promote.
I watch Impulsive. They bring on like Jorge Masvidal. They bring on Jake. It's a really good podcast. I think it's the #1. But the thing about it is they're very normal-ish, if that makes any sense. So people who call them jokes, that's always the easy way to talk shit.
Of course.
That's going to be your first reaction with a lot of people. Probably you and me would have that reaction about us if we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
This guy's a joke. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. But it turns out you're one of the most knowledgeable individuals I know.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to change boxing, but I think it's making a lot of people say, hey, there's a market here.
Yeah. And that pay-per-view that Logan had against Mayweather, I think the buy rate for that was really, it was pretty high. People wanted to see a show, and they got one.
They got one.
And
when he fought KSI, the YouTuber from London, England, or UK, they started that Prime company together, the hydration drink. I haven't tried it yet, though. But everything is formulated, but at the same time, they're putting themselves in positions to step by step get better. So when I was saying Jake Paul's fight list, every time he's up the ante, right?
Yeah.
So do you think he'll ever get a chance to fight a real boxer, or does he even want that?
Let him win some more fights before he really starts to test his mettle.
How would you just unbiasedly break down Jake Paul's boxing style?
You know, he's a big guy. I mean, he's probably about my height.
I think he's like 5'10"ish, maybe 6.
6, I think. He's right about my height, you know, possibly my build. And so he's a big guy. You know, he's not that lumbering oaf that, you know, so many heavyweights can be. So he at least tries to, you know, do some combinations, show some skill. If he just keeps getting better.
Can you compare him to somebody from back in the day maybe? Maybe it's a few people, because he's been practicing a while. He works with the best. He trains with modern boxers, like people who are actually boxing.
Yeah, they even showed him, I think it was on 60 Minutes, where he had moved down to like a country. I forget what country it was, but he was
Costa Rica?
Yeah, something like that, where he just moved down there just to train boxing.
I think it was for tax, or Puerto Rico maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, Puerto Rico, something like that. But he moved down there, you know, went to one of the best gyms to learn, you know, to get away from the distractions.
Well, De Niro went to Italy to get that Godfather 2 accent right for the Godfather. He's playing Marlon Brando's younger version.
Yeah,
just to get that dialect down. So you move yourself from distractions. You can do the training, but do you think he's still developing?
I think he is,
because he's so young.
Yeah, I mean, and he's young in the sport too. He doesn't have that much experience, so yeah, there's room for him to get better.
So back to the main topic is why is he backing out with I'd get knocked out for $2 million.
Well, this is Tommy Fury, younger half brother of Tyson Fury. You know, maybe he wants to say that, hey, you know, we Furies ain't bitches, you know, but I want to fight you at my best.
But okay, he had a whole year to do that. He backed out last year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure what happened last year. I mean, did he have any injuries last year for that first fight?
There's always an injury.
Well, but here's the thing.
I think it's anxiety.
Maybe, but
that's a real.
I wouldn't want to fight, you know, with ailments. I want to fight you at my absolute best, injury free.
Well, how long as a professional? He's a professional.
Yeah.
How you would need? What's your training camp? How many days? You got it.
You probably go 5 to 6 days a week in this training camp.
For 90 days?
Well, it all depends. Well, it just all depends. I mean, sometimes it could be a 3-month camp. It could be a 4-month camp.
The thing about what I'm saying from Jake Paul is, even when he's not fighting, he's training. That's a
when you're okay. When I was training MMA, I've seen guys, 3 months they train for a fight, like heavily, like when they're really in fight mode. It's like 3 to 4, 5 months. But they're training, every day. And then after the fight, they'll take a week off to rest their body, just kind of unwind mentally.
Who do you think, I think this fight hopefully will go down. Maybe it gets delayed, but
probably Jake, man. I'd probably say Jake has the edge on it.
So what does that do to professional boxers? And
it probably makes them take notice. Should he win, should this fight happen and he wins, it'll start, if he keeps getting better fight by fight, people will have no choice but to give him his props and to take him seriously. And
I think people will also play into the fact that this guy, they're going to use the joke to promote the fact that maybe behind the scenes, of course, all right, I'll do this, because you have to be a little strategic with that.
Yeah.
There is a little bit, you got to have a little bit of a WWE in everything you do with sports.
Well, yeah, you have sports entertainment.
Yeah, like there's got to be something behind it, like running it.
Well, that's what UFC does. I mean, there's a lot of, they take the WWE theatrics and they, implement it so well.
Dude, one time I saw Dana White go on SportsCenter one morning and he called out Oscar De La Hoya for calling him out on drugs. He's like, I'll do a piss test anytime you want. He's probably helping out his friend.
Yeah.
Because he's doing that other mixed martial arts league. But I mean, maybe that's good promotion for Dana. If I was Dana, I just would have showed the piss test on screen right there. But self-promotion is a hard thing, and I don't think he's a joke. I think there's a lot of good things people can learn from both of the brothers, but I think they're good businessmen.
Yeah, you have to, and you have to be. You have to. And Don King, him fucking over people, has shown that you have to look out for yourself. You got to be knowledgeable.
I mean, dude, come on, real quick. I know it's a little bit of a joke. If I took one look at Don King, I'm not. I don't get a good vibe from this dude. You're wearing your hair like it's statically up. It's dyed on the bottom like a skunk, but it's white on it. You don't like. You're not in shape. If you're not in shape for some reason, I feel like there's something off.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, his track record speaks for itself.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, okay, bitch boy for the mafia, fucked a lot of people.
Yeah, what do you mean? Like he was with the mafia?
Well, he was their little errand boy, or as T.I. would say, their little cookie boy.
T.I. said that.
Well, T.I. called what do you call it? Trump a cookie boy for Vladimir Putin, and basically it's like a little bitch boy, errand boy, you know.
T.I. is a Libra. That's why I asked.
Yeah,
but I mean, a lot of people
comedian
were
too, budding comedian.
Dude, a lot of people were, I wouldn't say bitch boys, but just
errand boys.
Errand boys, or maybe they got themselves in a position. It's like, oh shit, I fucked up.
Yeah,
Tim Donaghy, like, he was only making like $2,000 every now and then, but he said the thrill of betting on NBA games was going to the golf course and pulling out the hundreds.
Yeah, and
that's a weak-minded person right there.
He got caught up, and it caught up with him.
I mean, we don't know if there was drug. You never know. Like, Billy Crystal made that movie with the NBA as NBA ref, The Life of an NBA.
Forget Paris?
Dude, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay, so they need to do another movie like that for like umpires or like the life, like, because there's real characters, human beings behind all these guys.
Oh yeah.
But
hey man, he was just trying to make some under the table.
That's true.
But it blew up in his face because he was targeting Yao Ming.
Who?
Tim Donaghy.
After you're talking about the Dallas Rockets series?
Yeah.
Dude,
and
T-Mac.
Van Gundy got on camera and said that he had heard, that they were going to be targeting Yao Ming.
And Tim Donaghy later admitted to that.
It was fixing games, yeah.
That specific one, too.
Lifetime ban.
And he told everyone, while he was in jail, you tell me who's reffing that game, I'll tell you who's going to win.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel like that sometimes when you're watching a certain ref and you're like, you don't understand
why it is they're going after. Like Jake O'Donnell in the 1995 playoffs just went after Clyde Drexler, called a foul on a phantom call, and Drexler just cursed his ass out, and he gets thrown out from the game, and Jake O'Donnell never reffed another game in the playoffs again.
If Clyde Drexler is yelling at you, because he's very polite. He's a very
even-keeled.
Yeah, he's a very good dude. One time, he saw me when he was leaving the Rockets game, Clyde Drexler, and we were saying where you get the autographs. And I went to the same gym as him, so he would see me as a kid, but I knew he didn't know who the hell I was.
Of course not.
And then he pulls up. I have a Drexler jersey, ironically, and he slows down, and then he takes the jersey, and while he's signing, I'm like, I haven't seen you at the gym lately. He's like, oh, yeah, you got big. And at like 14, 15, I'm like, you don't know who the hell I am, dude. Yeah. But he's so goddamn polite. So if he blows up on you and that ref never reffed in the playoffs again, there was something. Because players were just as dirty sometimes back then, too,
Oh, yeah. The 80s and 90s NBA, I mean,